Hey, sometimes the biggest, most profound realizations come from the smallest, most ordinary moments. Today, we're going to explore one of those, a feeling sparked by a single social media post that might feel incredibly familiar to you. It all starts right here. Let me read it to you. After I took off my work clothes and put on normal clothes for my birthday, I realized that my life has long since become about living to work. I hadn't worn normal clothes since New Year's Eve. Has anyone else realized that they are in this situation? And wow, there it is. That one sentence. It just cuts right to the heart of this incredibly isolating feeling, doesn't it? It shows how something as simple as changing your clothes can suddenly become a mirror, showing you a reflection of your life you hadn't really let yourself see before. So, if that post resonates with you, if it hits a little too close to home, the very first thing I want you to know is that your feeling is completely valid, and you are so far from being alone in this. This moment of clarity, even if it's uncomfortable, is a really human experience. This kind of realization almost never happens overnight. It's more of a slow creep. We get busy, we're responsible, people count on us, and bit by bit, the space we keep for ourselves just seems to shrink. And before we know it, it's vanished. This isn't some kind of personal failure. It's just a really common pattern in our super demanding world. Let's actually put a name to this. It's often called living to work. It's that subtle but powerful shift where your job stops being a part of your life and starts becoming the whole thing. All that good stuff, spontaneity, personal joy, just time to connect. It all gets pushed to the sidelines to make more and more room for work. There is some real power in just understanding what's going on inside. When we can actually name these complicated emotions, we take the very first step toward being able to do something about them. The feeling stops being this vague, heavy fog, and it becomes something we can start to see clearly and navigate through. So, what is this feeling really? Well, it's often a blend of a few different things. For some, it's emotional exhaustion, that first major warning sign of burnout. For others, it might be a loss of personal identity, where you kind of start to wonder, who am I if I'm not my job title? Or maybe it's just a quiet sadness, the sense that your life is just running on autopilot. See if any of those ring true for you. Okay, so recognizing the problem is huge. That's step one. But the next step is actually even more important. It's about shifting our focus. We move from asking if other people feel this way to asking ourselves a much more personal question. Okay, what does this mean for me? And this is really the crucial point. Knowing you're not alone is comforting for sure. But the real power is in the moment of awareness itself. This feeling is your internal signal that something needs to shift. Think of it as a personal turning point. So let's just sit with that for a second. Let's do a little thought experiment. If your job was just gone tomorrow, what's left? What are the interests, the passions, the qualities that define you completely outside of your professional role? And here's another one to consider. Try to think back. When was the last time you did something with absolutely no goal in mind, no productivity target, just for the simple, pure joy of doing it? When was that?
Okay, and finally, let's look forward a bit. This doesn't have to be some huge, monumental change. What is one small piece of you that you could reintroduce into your life, starting as soon as this week?
Because that is the path forward. It doesn't require blowing up your life and starting over. The journey back to yourself really just begins with small, intentional, and consistent actions. So here are 3 really concrete places you could start. First, just like in the post, wear your normal clothes just because. It helps break that mental link that your personal self is only for special occasions. Second, consciously block out 1 or 2 hours a week in your calendar that are non-negotiable. That time is just for you. And third, reach out. Reconnect with a friend you haven't talked to in a while, or maybe dust off an old hobby you used to love. It is so important to remember this. That initial pang of sadness you felt when you had that realization, that isn't a sign of failure. It's actually a sign of life. It's the part of you that remembers joy and play and who you are outside of work, and it's asking for more. And that part of you is worth listening to. It deserves your time, your energy, and your care. That quiet voice that's asking for more than just work, well, that's probably the most authentic part of you, calling you back home. The only question left is, will you listen?